Hey guys, what's up? Today I will be doing a high-end favorites video. So I've got all my makeup sitting in front of me, and the star of the show is this eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty. This is the Desert Dusk palette. It's not a new palette, but it is one of my favorites. I use it quite often. It has very bright shades, but also very neutral shades that work for every day. And I think that you can use this day or night, whether you're going to a party or if you're just getting breakfast with a friend. So first, I'm going to start off with the eyes. I'm going to be using the Nars Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base in the shade Light. This is my favorite eyeshadow base. And the reason that I'm starting off with the eyes is because I intend to do a very sparkly look, and I don't want to worry about fallout. I'm just blending this out with my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I love this sponge. Okay. So now we're gonna dip into this palette. I'm not really sure what look I'm gonna go with yet, but I know I wanna use one of these shimmers. So for right now, I believe I'm gonna go into the shade Eden, which is this one right here. And I'm gonna blend that in the crease. Now I'm going to take a smaller packing brush into the shade Amber, which is right here. And what I love about doing eyeshadow first is you don't really have to worry about this outer corner because you can clean it up later. So I'm just packing on as much as I can. I'm going to do the same with the other side. I want just a little bit more of Eden in the crease. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a shimmer. I really like Nefertiti and Celestial. Celestial is more of a pink and gold duochrome, so I think that's what I'm going to go with. There's a little bit of fallout. There's a lot under this eye. A little bit under this eye. That's okay because we're gonna go in and we're gonna clean it up. So I'm gonna take a break on the eyeshadow. I'm gonna clean this up. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and do my complexion. I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. This is a hydrating primer, and I'm using a hydrating primer because I intend to go in with a matte foundation. None of the products I'm using today are super new. These are products that I've been using for a very long time that I trust and really enjoy. Okay, so one of my all-time favorite foundations is the Soft Matte Complete Foundation from Nars. I believe that this came out last year. It is exactly what it says it is. It's a soft matte formula, so it blurs the pores and it keeps your skin looking matte all day, but it's not uncomfortable. So this is one of my favorites. I like the applicator. I can squeeze it directly onto my sponge or directly onto my face. Usually I put it directly onto my face, but today I'm going to be putting it on my sponge. Look at how much coverage that gives. A little bit goes a long way. It really does a good job of covering my redness, my freckles, my birthmark. I really don't care if my birthmark shows through. I don't try to cover it, or my freckles for that matter. But I do prefer full coverage foundations. So you can see the amount of coverage it gives. I haven't done my forehead yet, but it really cancels out all that redness. And I love it. I have a mirror right down here. Okay, so once that's blended out, I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is my tried and true favorite concealer that I always go back to, even when I try new things. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm in the shade Light 20B. I'm not going to apply very much of this. Really need to be careful around this corner so I don't mess up my eyeshadow. You can use a sponge or a brush. A brush would be more precise. I just prefer a sponge. And I'll blend some extra down here to add some light. This is a very pale concealer, but it works well with my pale skin. That really brightened up the under eyes. So now that we're concealed, I'm going to go in with powder. So as you know from one of my previous videos, I really enjoy the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder, but another powder that I really like is the Thrive Cosmetics powder. This is a translucent matte soft focus HD setting powder, and it does just that. It is a blurring powder. It's not too heavy. I really enjoy it. Because this is a matte foundation, you don't really need to set the entire face. I just like to set the T-zone because I get oily there throughout the day. And into the smile lines and on my chin. For some reason my makeup runs or wears a lot quicker on my chin. By the end of the day I'll notice that there's hardly any left. Okay, so that's all the powder that I feel I need. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the lower lash line since we're looking kind of crazy right now. So I'm going to go back into the Huda palette And I'm going to use this angled liner brush in that deep shade that we used called Amber. And I'm going to pack that as closely as I can to the lower lash line. And now I'm going to take a smudger brush into the shade Eden, which was that first transition shade that we used, and I'm going to blend it out. Now I'm going to use the lightest matte shade in the palette right here called Desert Sand. I'm going to put that under the brow bone. And I'm going to go into Nefertiti, which is this light shimmer shade. It's right next to Celestial, which is what we used on the lid. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner. Now I really need to do my eyebrows. They are driving me insane. So some days I will only go in with a brow pencil. Some days I'll do a brow pencil and a gel. Some days I'll only do a brow gel. Today I think I'm going to use both. So this is the Benefit Give Me Brow. It's in the shade 3, but you can't tell because I've used it so much that all of the lettering and the branding has come off. That's how much I really enjoy it. What I love about it is that the applicator is small enough that I can use it on my really thin eyebrows. But first I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is the shade Strawburn. That made a huge difference. I know there's a bushy brow trend going on. I just can't make it look right on myself. I don't know if I just don't have enough brow hair. I don't know if I'm trimming them wrong. I just don't love it. But I will brush them up a little bit and then fix them just a tad. Okay, brows are on. Now I'm gonna go in with the rest of my complexion. And this is my all-time favorite complexion palette. It has everything that I need. This is the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. Gorgeous packaging. It has 2 bronzers, 2 blushes, and 2 highlights. This bronzer is too dark for me. Maybe one day I'll be able to use it, but as of right now, I've never ever touched this. My shade is Sunny Honey, which is the one right above that. Everything in this palette has shimmer in it except for Pink Sand, which is that blush right there. Sometimes I go a little heavy with bronzer. But it all works out in the end. Yep, a little heavy already. but we'll just blend it out. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Pink Sand, which is this matte blush. Wow. It's very pigmented, so you don't need a heavy hand. I like a lot of blush. And finally, I'm going to go in with this highlight right here called Satin Sheets. Okay. Now I'm going to finish off the eyes. Right here I have the Nars Longwear High Pigment Liner. I believe I've already shown this on my channel, but this is my favorite. And both, I have this one and the white one. These liners I think were $25, which is pricey, I know, but they've lasted me for such a long time. I don't know if you can even tell. I've used quite a bit of this and I still have quite a bit left. Alright, now I'm going to curl my lashes, use some setting spray, and put on my mascara. My favorite setting spray is the Urban Decay All Nighter, especially in the summer, because I am outside a lot and I sweat a lot when in the heat. So I really need something that's going to keep my makeup looking fresh all day, and this does that. So I'm going to let that dry. And I'm going to gently go over it with my beauty sponge. Just to make sure that nothing looks powdery. And I didn't use a lot of powder because I don't feel like I need to with this foundation. That's how much I love it. And last but not least, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag Mascara. I really like this mascara. It's very volumizing. I already have naturally long lashes, so I don't usually look for lengthening mascaras. So if you are looking for a lengthening mascara, this may not be for you. Alright, so that is it. This is how I would wear this every single day. I love the shimmers in this palette. I love the mattes. They blend beautifully. This is just an all-around gorgeous eyeshadow palette. If I decide that I'm going to go out, I might add some false lashes and some lipstick. I'm going to go ahead and put some lipstick on today. This is the Huda Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Girls Trip. I got this in a set with the matching lip liner. So I'm going to do that really quickly. Okay, and that is everything. My look is finished. love the way it turned out. I really suggest that you get your hands on this palette. It's actually on sale. I just checked the website. It's usually $65, but right now it's $30. So go get your hands on this. And that is all for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the next one. Thank you all so much. Bye.